Shout out to my general, Lord McCormick, for sponsoring your boy in the Patreon. Any other dons out there who want to receive daily exclusive content, interact with the YB, join Team YB, patreon.com/the YB. Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury got into a big back and forth after Dillian Whyte sent shots out to Fury and Deontay Wilder for signing their second fight and essentially ducking the smoke with Dillian. Now, I've done a video on the first few messages already, so you man can check that other video out on my channel, but I'll quickly run through the start of it so we can get on with Fury's reply. So initially, Dillian Whyte added Wilder and Fury, saying, "You are a bunch of embarrassing cowards at Bronze Chicken Leg at Pillowfist King 101. Let's go chumps, #clowns. Then, Gypsy King clapped back and said, "Cowards, it could have been you. But someone didn't want to fight the final eliminator versus Dinosaur Ortiz, did you, coward? So that's why you're not fighting Wilder. Also, let's face facts here. You struggled with Chisora. You should have lost that fight by 4 rounds. Then, Joseph Parker nearly knocked you out in round 12. Pillowfist went on. You ran away from Right Rhino all night. What have you ever achieved? Oh, I remember. You got sparkled by Anthony Joshua for the British title, didn't you? The facts are, you're just a dosser for Eddie Hearn, hoping you might get something from the leftovers of Anthony Joshua." Pillowfist goes on. "From Anthony Joshua's plate. And remember who you're talking to. The Gypsy King. The man who has done everything that you could only dream of. I know you're a SHIT house dosser. Enjoy being a workman for Eddie." Listen. So you've seen the replies there from Dillian and Aiton, Fury and whatnot. Fury's obviously hella sour because you'll notice Dillian Whyte sent literally 2 lines and he sent the message to both Chicken Legs and Pillowfist, but Pillowfist is the only one to clap back. To be fair to Pillowfist, I think Pillowfist, out of both of them, Wilder don't want no problems because, like I always say, in Pillowfist's defence, he has fought Vlad, something Wilder has never dared to do. He has fought Wilder. Show me someone. Fury has actually fought someone like Wilder who has a bit of punching power. Who on Wilder's resume has that kind of punching power? No one. No one on Wilder's resume have punching power like Chisora, have punching power like Deontay Wilder, have punching power like Vladimir Klitschko. So even if Fury ducked the rematch with Vlad or whatever, the fact of the matter is, he's actually fought 3 people now who have got pretty serious power. Wilder has none of them on his resume. Oh, really, just quickly as well, I know people, Wilder fans will be saying, "Oh, YB, oh, Derek Chisora don't have power." I want to see Chisora versus Luis Ortiz. Please, let me see that fight. I'm telling you now, I don't even bet on fights, but when that fight, if it ever does happen, ULDBC, I'll take your odds all day. In fact, knowing how the bookies are, they'll probably back no, I don't know, that's probably not true, but I was about to say that they'll probably back Ortiz anyway. If they back Ortiz, I'm going all in on Chisora. I'm 1,000,000% sure. 1,000,000% sure. Chisora will maul Ortiz. He's no good. But anyway, like I said, to be fair to Fury, the reason Fury responded probably is because he might partially want some of the smoke. Wilder don't want none of it. He's hiding out still from Dillian Whyte. That said, we do know this man Fury cracking on about, "Oh yeah, you're Eddie Hearn's workman." Well, to be fair to Dillian Whyte, workman or not, he's actually doing hard fights. Oscar Rivas, solid fight. Chisora, the new Chisora under Dave Hay, Big Toe Hay, yeah. You're fighting Francesco Pianetta, but fair play to Fury. Even if he is shot, he is fighting Wilder again, so you have to give him credit for that. That's something Wilder would never fight Wilder. Wilder would never fight Vlad, so we do have to give him credit, but still, I feel that Fury's barking at the wrong tree here. You got offered a Dillian Whyte fight. Fury got paid $3 million versus Wilder. He would have got paid much more than that against Dillian Whyte. Facts. He'd have got at least $5 million from a Dillian Whyte fight. Plus, he'd have got the bragging rights of boxing a UK fighter's head off. That fight could happen maybe even at Wembley. When you think that Carl Froch versus Groves was at Wembley, I can't see why Dillian Whyte versus Fury wouldn't be at Wembley. Why is Fury so repulsed by the UK fans? It's weird, because Fury has some quite loyal, well, they're kind of bandwagon dons, but still, Fury has some quite loyal fans. But yet, he don't never do nothing for you, man. It's dread. People's funny. There was some weird goofy dudes who was slagging AJ off about, oh, AJ's not coming to the UK. AJ spent his whole career in the UK. He's had 2 fights. AJ's not fought in the UK literally for 6 months. Yeah, he fought there in June and December, 6 months, and everyone's crying about it. Whereas when has Fury ever given you, man, a good fight? He fought Vlad in Germany, and he's never been back since. He gave you lots some proper bum fights. That's what you, man, get. And you want to talk about AJ? Anyway, back to this. Like I was saying, he calls Dillian Whyte Eddie Hearn's workman. Well, at least Eddie Hearn and Dillian Whyte are having decent fights. You're Fish Eyes' workman. You're Top Rank's workman, a.k.a. selling no tickets, a.k.a. fighting some pure stiffs, a.k.a. going life and death with Otto Wallin in a 50-50 life and death fight. I'm not being funny. After watching that fight, Fury versus Wallin, that, on a serious note, for me was the fight of the year. Wallin versus Fury was the fight of the year. It was a proper war, wasn't it? Proper 50-50 life and death war. Nip and tuck. That could have been anyone's fight. That was a proper Arturo Gatti fight. Fury went Arturo Gatti versus Wallin. That's what did happen. So it's no surprise really that Fury didn't want to fight Pig Babe Miller. Because Pig Babe Miller, to his credit, juiced or not, he likes to have a scrap. And if you're going life and death with Otto Wallin, you know you don't want none of Dillian Whyte. You know you don't want none of Pig Baby either. Yeah? So, makes me laugh. People talk about, oh, you're Eddie Hearn, you're eating off AJ's plate. Well, number one, Dillian Whyte's had 3 or 4 pay-per-views. How many pay-per-views have you had in the UK, Fury? How many? None. How many headlines have you had in the UK? None. In fact, Fury came back and he fought on a midget's undercard. You fought on Carl Frampton and Josh Warrington's undercard, didn't you? You're meant to be some big 6'9" inside fighting nuts. Dillian Whyte, meanwhile, he's fighting on main cards. He's headlining pay-per-view cards, selling 500,000 pay-per-views. What would you know about that, Fury? You're selling about 6 or 7 pay-per-views, no joke. Fury versus Wallin sold 37 pay-per-views, no joke. People can sit there and laugh at me for saying that. I swear, I promise you now. Fury versus Wallin, I've got contacts at BT, they told me. YB, Fury versus Wallin sold 37 to 38 pay-per-views. Make sure you put the 2 in as well. It was between Wallin versus Fury, sold between 37 and 38 pay-per-views. That's the long and the short of it. You man can be sour, you can do what you want with it. I'm just the messenger here, don't shoot me, yeah? That's what we do know. Didn't sell not even a lick of pay-per-view, so people... Workhorse or Eddie Hearn's leftovers, AJ's leftovers are selling 500 grand tickets. AJ's leftovers are calling you out and they want you badly. One thing we do know, this could be taken as a knock to Dillian Whyte, but still, Dillian Whyte wants Fury and or Wilder bad. You don't see Dillian Whyte calling AJ out, you just don't see it. You just don't. You don't really want that. And I can't blame him, to be honest. Can you really blame him? I couldn't. You can't blame Dillian not for wanting AJ, but still, he wants you too bad. And besides, why should Dillian Whyte have to be thrown in there with AJ again? Yeah? Why should Dillian Whyte have to be fed on by... Why should Dillian Whyte be fed to AJ for? That's not even right. We've already been there. We've already seen that. We want to see Dillian Whyte versus Wilder. We want to see Dillian Whyte versus Fury. Where are they at? We want to see them. That's what we want to see. Where is it?
Oh, man, my name's Deontay Wilder, and, I want to fight, we got other plans, and, I got to fight Adam Kalinowski.
Adam Kalinowski. Wow. Anyway, that wasn't the end of it. And just quickly, actually, he says here about, I've done everything that you could only dream of. You've done everything that you could only dream of. What have you done? Yeah? You fought Vlad. You went life and death with Vlad. That was the most boring. You went 50-50, life and death, boring as you like against Vlad. No joke. If I was a referee, I would have given that fight to Vlad on the basis that Fury didn't take no belts, in my opinion. I don't remember seeing one right hand from Fury. No joke. And tell a lie. I think there was one right hand when Fury spun Vlad around and kind of Vlad got caught with his back turned and Fury kind of pounced on him. That was the only time I saw a right hand thrown. Only time. You threw one right hand in there. You threw one pretty hard shot in that whole fight. And you want to talk about, I've done everything you can dream of. You nicked the belts from Vlad, and then you bottled the rematch and ran away with the belts. You took your ball home with you. If you call that doing everything you could dream of, then that's your own business. Anyway, Dillian Whyte then responds to Tyson Fury, and he says the following. Unlike you, Tyson Fury, I'll fight anyone. You refused to fight me as I knocked you down so many times in sparring, and if you pull out in November with yet another fake injury, I'm more than happy to take your place and smash up that coward bronze bummer. Here we go then. And that concludes the messages. And I completely agree on this one. Listen, Dillian Whyte wants these man badly. Yeah? And I've pretty much been saying the same thing Dillian Whyte said. Whether or not AJ beat him or not, he's in there with everyone. Same as AJ. Same as when people say, oh, well, AJ lost to Ruiz. He wants everyone, yeah? When you're in there with everyone, you do take some L sometime. That's how it goes. Dillian Whyte and AJ are the only people actually wanting problems. Actually going around and kind of doing a world tour of smoke. You don't see Fury doing that, fighting Wallin, do you? You don't see Wilder doing that, fighting Brazil, Bumzeel and Dinosaur Ortiz. You just don't see it. Yeah? And I hope that... let's hope that Fury does turn up for this fight in February, but if he don't turn up, Dillian Whyte kind of mugged him off here. He said, if you pull out again with another fake injury, wow, I've knocked you down so many times in sparring. My man's firing shots out you. Firing shots. Got all the way in on him. Smoked him up. Firing all the shots available. Yeah, you've been knocked out in sparring. And I showed you, man, the footage already. We've seen what... And it's no surprise, really. I've spent a lot of these videos talking about, oh, we don't know why Fury doesn't want to fight Dillian Whyte. Well, he's kind of answered the question here. When you've been knocked out loads of times, when you've been knocked down in sparring loads of times... It's not rocket science that he ain't going to want the real fight, is he? And that really answers it for me. When Eddie Hearn offered Fury, Tony Bellew, Dillian Whyte and AJ, why wouldn't he take that fight? Yeah? Bellen's a blown up 175er. You've got Dillian Whyte, who went life and death with whoever you want, and you've got AJ, big money fight. Why wouldn't Fury do that? Oh, you wouldn't do it if... Let's get it right. Tony Bellew, for all of his sins, Tony Bellew wanted Fury badly. I remember Tony Bellew went around chasing Fury around the world. Fury didn't want it. So Fury didn't want the Bellew fight. Fury saw what happened to David A and thought, you know what? I don't want that to be me, given that arguably Fury's more shot than David Hay was. So he saw what happened to a shot David Hay against Bellend. He thought, you know what? I don't really want any of that. Seeing that I'm similarly, I'm on an equal level of shotness. Then he moved on. Dillian Whyte, do I really want that? After how he bashed me up in sparring. Then he went to AJ. Do I really want that? The way he's bashed me up in sparring? Absolutely not. You know what? I'm going to run to top rank and fight Pianetta and Kawanowski and all these other bums.